Hey Facebookers, good to join you. Just trying to get Instagram to work. We had this problem the other day, didn't we? Hold on a moment. Just trying to get Instagram to work while you're joining, so give me a moment. I think the problem is, hold on a minute. I'll be with you guys shortly. Hey Mandy, thank you for joining. Those of you on Facebook who are joining, just say who you are and where you're joining from. I love to know, and in the meantime, I'm just trying to get Instagram up and running, so give me a moment. I'm having a little technical hitch. There we go. We are live on Instagram. Hey people, hello my lovers. Hi Liz, hi April. Oh, so lovely to see you all. Hi Fee. Cork in Ireland. I would love to try and do the accent, but I won't embarrass myself or you. Good morning, Fee. How am I today? Thank you for asking. I'm really good. Oh my God, I slept. You were on yesterday, right? And I was talking about how I didn't sleep on Sunday night, which is particularly unlike me. So clearly there's a lot going on. Troy, oh my goodness, hello. Izzy, hello. Good morning, lovely Liz. Yeah, I slept so well last night. Oh my God, so well, so deep. So thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm feeling good, feeling good. I just finished my own meditation. I think actually what really helped me to sleep so well last night was the night before not enough sleep. So that, that helps because I was just exhausted. April, good morning, bad night's sleep. You had a bad night's sleep? Okay. Yeah, you're not alone, Dallin. You're not alone. So I've got Hipster Nick. What is I'm guessing your name's Nick. I've seen you following. It's so good to have you. Thank you for joining. Hiya. Nice to have some guys on the call, actually. This is fun. I'll try not to talk about putting a hand on the wound space then while we're doing our meditation, hey, for the boys. Nick, yeah, hi. How you doing? What was I saying? Sleep last night, yes. I think what really helped me sleep last night, apart from being exhausted, was I hosted a 2-hour group coaching call last night for the members of my Evolution membership. And while we're on the call, it occurred to us the power and importance of that membership and the fact that it's called Evolution, and the content of the call, which comes from the members, right? So the women that come onto the call, it's all about them and what's going on for them. And the theme was undeniably evolution, how we're all being called always the wanderer. Hello. Now I do know who that is, always the wanderer. Hold on. I'm trying to remember your Instagram hooked and connect that to your name. Always the wanderer. I know you. Remind me your name. I know exactly who you are. I know we know each other. Natalie, hello. Good to have you. Yeah, so last night, the theme that kind of came through on the coaching call was this piece around evolution. And the theme that was connecting everybody that we were all really relating to. Oh, Jay, yes, of course it's you. Hello. This piece that we're all feeling, and I wonder if you on the call right now can relate to this. We're all feeling so called. We're feeling the invitation to release control, like that ego grip of control, and just how sneaky this habit of the need to control is. Like, we were having the deepest, most profound, incredible conversation about control and really, really diving deep into it. And we even got to a point where one of the women said, and I don't know if you can relate, but I can relate. She even said, I need to make sure that I don't miss the opportunity that's being presented to me right now. So like I've got a few months right now to really heal this piece within me, this self-sabotaging piece around control. And, you know, there's what's going on in the world and the time I've been given and the awareness and the understanding I'm now experiencing. Like this is my chance to really release control. So I can't miss the opportunity. And right there, control is coming in. There's no trust there. There's no faith. And she wasn't alone. We were all feeling it. It's like, oh, we've got to do this now. This is our chance. And if we don't do it now, we're going to miss our opportunity. And that's not true. It's just not true. And that's where faith and trust in your own process, your own spiritual evolution, your own growth comes into play. And we are actually being invited to trust that we are all exactly where we're meant to be. And just the fact that you were showing up on this call, that those women showed up on that coaching call last night and joined that membership, all about evolution, is like, that's perfect. We're already setting the intention. We already have the desire to evolve and to allow our spiritual truth to come through, to be guided by that more rather than this little beauty of a brain up here, to be guided more by our heart and our soul. And so, as I was saying, the reason why I slept so well last night, at the end of that coaching call, we did a half an hour meditation. So when our Prime Minister here in the UK came on at 8:30 last night to make his announcement, we took the opportunity to spend that time in meditation, knowing that we would get the message. We kind of knew what was coming, but we would get the message when we finished our meditation. And we ended the meditation just kind of knowing that there's always this duality going on. And those of you who've been on the call every day are noticing as well that this is what we're kind of working with now. That on the one hand, there was a very powerful and important message being made that will go down in history. And that is how one part of our lives and our world is operating right now. It's fact, it's happening. And at the same time, in that very same moment, we were choosing to operate in the world from a different space, which was also true. So we were choosing to be connected profoundly with our spiritual selves in that moment. And we were choosing to approach what's happening in the world from that perspective in that moment while this announcement was being made, and knowing that we would, finish our meditation and whereas we would go watch that announcement. I sat with my husband and watched it last night, and we're all now in lockdown, aren't we? Except that my husband is in London. So he works with the Met Police. He's not in uniform. He's a detective. He's not on the streets, but he was on the train this morning, and he did go up, and we're waiting to hear more about what that means for him and his work. And intuitively, I know he's okay. And but I slept well last night because we had the deepest of deep meditations. So if any of you are interested to join us in the Evolution membership, we're creating incredible things. We have the most incredible community, and we're doing a lot of deep healing and transformational work. So if you're up for it, I'll post the link somewhere. Anyway, who's on Flo? Lovely to see you too, my darling heart. Yes, Ellie's joined. Henrique's joined again. Good to have you all. So how are you feeling this morning? How are you feeling? There's a lot of change going on. How are you dealing with it? How are you coping? Any feelings on the back of the announcement last night from our Prime Minister in the UK? And wherever you are in the world, we're all heading in the same direction, right? We're all heading there. I've been in touch with my dad this morning. He knows they're about 3 days. He's in Australia, by the way. He knows they're about 3 days behind us in terms of going into lockdown. Who else is joining here? And Tugwell's joined. Hello. Izzy said the Evolution group is amazing. For anyone that isn't part of it already, thanks, Izzy. Fee, your husband is doing an incredible... You're amazing, Izzy, by the way. Your husband's doing an incredible job, especially at this time. I just want to say we're so proud of him. He's saving this country. Wow. Thank you. You're going to make me cry. He is pretty amazing. Thank you for saying that. How are you? I'm feeling emotional. How are you feeling? Whew. How are you feeling, people? Share with me. Hey, Sharon. Good to see you. Ooh, Nick, too much future thinking. Need to keep thinking about the present moment. Yes. Yes, 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 Nick. Amen to that. I completely agree with you. And I feel like that's what we will, let's make that the focus of our meditation today. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'll happily focus our meditation around that today. Thank you, virtual hugs. I love it. Natalie, I feel genuinely terrified. Okay, my darling. Yeah. Yeah, I see you and I hear you with that. You are not alone, my darling. Ellie, feeling reassured for the NHS. Right? Yeah. And as thankful. Yes, but worried for my husband, who is also police. And what might happen to him and bring to our family. Ooh. I'm with you, girlfriend. I'm with you. I feel you. There's some bloody brave people out there doing incredibly brave things. Fee, I'm feeling more present and just know this is the best for everyone. Okay, beautiful, beautiful awareness. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Izzy, everything feels so surreal. Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you for sharing that. Jaylene, I've started a gratitude wall today. Oh, lovely. All my thoughts on what I'm grateful for so I can look at it each day. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. I really love that. Really love that. Let me take a look at what Facebook's saying. Rebecca, good morning, sweetheart. Nice to have you. Morning. I slept in. Yay. I feel a bit strange because my partner's going out to work in construction. Apparently it's business as usual, but I'm worried about it. Yeah, I hear you. I feel you. Holding the space for you, darling. Lindy, hello. Thanks for joining. Wasn't our meditation last night good? Did you sleep okay? Christine, you're feeling vulnerable. Christina, sorry. You're feeling vulnerable. How are you feeling after that meditation we did last night? Did you sleep well? April, feeling kind of spaced with it all, trusting that all will unfold. Yeah, spaced. I get that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to concentrate at times, isn't it? I'm experiencing that. Sharon, I just feel strange. Yeah, just feels strange. Yeah, and I, when we were talking on our coaching call last night, I've joined the call again without tissues. What is wrong with me? This emotional woman needs tissues at hand. What was I going to say? Yeah, it was interesting on the call last night, how there was such a mix of emotions, and one of the women was feeling so good. She just felt so connected, so safe, so calm. And while that was the polar opposite to how some of the other women were feeling, it was so beautiful, again, to be able to hold both. And to, for those that were in fear or worry or anxiety, to share that and be in that together and just support each other in that. And also to receive the calm and the peace and the certainty from the other woman. It made us all feel really held and safe and connected as well. It felt really good to kind of be able to hold both. And we're really being called to that right now, to be able to hold both. In any moment, all of us are holding two truths, at least, well, a gazillion truths, there's many going on, but we're holding a lot at the same time, and that's okay. We're very clever like that. Ellie said, I'm so proud of my other teacher friends who have to go to work. Thankfully, I don't have to go to school. I'm grateful I can look after my children. Yes, amen to that. Amen to that. Nick, too much overthinking going on. It's exhausting for most people. Overthinking is a way of trying to control a situation we can't control. We have to let go and just trust in the process. I'm hearing you. I'm totally with you. Yes, we do. And that's something to be learned and to practice. It's a skill to hone. It doesn't come naturally to us humans, does it? So right here with all that's going on, we are all being invited to do exactly what Nick's just shared, is to to let go of that control and to have faith and trust in the process, that we're being guided exactly where we're meant to go. It's a big conversation. I love that. I think it's like a wave. Feeling into our emotions is so important. Yeah, it is. It is. Our emotions are how our spiritual self communicates to us. It's our guidance system. It really is an inner guidance system. It's showing us the way. It's showing us the truth. Our feelings are showing us what we're thinking, right? Because we feel our thinking. Our feelings are showing us, is what I'm thinking helpful or is it harmful? Is it self-loving or is it self-harming? So how can I change up my thought processes? Our feelings are our intuition. They're showing us what's meant for us uniquely and individually, because we are all unique and individual, right? So your feelings are showing you the way. They're navigating you through life. And we've only been taught, most of us have only been taught to navigate life from our brain. And we make decisions based only on our brain. And the truth is, our brain does not have all the answers. It will never have all the answers. And a lot of what our brain knows and informs us with is based on past experiences, conditioning, programming, belief systems, fear, all that stuff, right? And we need to learn, and this is the invitation right now, is to learn how to be guided by our feelings. Like, does this feel good for me or not? Does it feel true for me or not? Do I feel fully aligned with the truth of who I am or not? And that is a ninja skill to be practiced. And that's, we're being given time and space, most of us, like we've just been sharing, as people on the front line in the NHS, in the police, teachers who are still at work, who haven't got so much time and space right now because they're on call, they're on duty. I was messaging with an A&E intensive care nurse this morning, a friend, and and her motto right now, quite understandably, is, I just kind of got to suck it up and get on with it, right? Because she's on the front line. She's just got to get on with it. Flo is tired. Okay, Dylan, I feel you. Christina, yeah, I went straight to bed after the meditation and slept good. I'm so glad to hear that, darling. So, have you all got a piece of paper and a pen? Can you do a brain dump now? Can you get all this noise and chatter and heaviness and anxiety and need to control, can you dump it all onto paper right now? Can you just write whatever comes out? It doesn't matter. No one will ever see it. It doesn't need to make sense. I was speaking with one of my private clients yesterday. First of all, she's relieved that the journaling I'm taking you through today isn't like Dear Diary. It's a little bit more practical than that. And sometimes she just scribbles, and that's okay. Like, express your emotion, dump whatever is in your head that you know is weighing you down and creating fear and anxiety. Get it out onto paper. Open that train loop. Remember, we've talked about the train loop in your head. Open up one of the tracks and release it. Let it flow out. While it's going around and around and around in your head, it's building up pressure and it's making you feel crazy. Cray. Yes, Florence, Teehee, that was you I was referring to. So just take this time to just release what's in your head, which quite frankly is largely self-sabotaging. It might be a to-do list. It could be a list of worries. Like, really, this is such a beautiful opportunity to fully acknowledge the truth of you and what's going on for you. This is not a time to kind of like brush over it or sweep it under the carpet or kind of placate it with, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad, other people have it worse. No, this is a time to fully acknowledge how you're feeling, all of it. You know, you could bullet point it. I am scared of da, 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 da. Natalie, you said you were genuinely terrified today. I'm genuinely terrified of da, 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 da. Get it out, jot it down, acknowledge it. I feel da, 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 da. Get it all out. Okay. And well, actually, before I carry on, how do you feel for find your words, Katie? How do you feel for writing that? How does it feel to really, honestly, fully be there for you with total authenticity, total realness? This is how I feel. This is what's going on in my head in this very moment. How does it feel? I'm getting a thumbs up from Nick. Henrique, I feel it's an emotional explosion. Right. And I want you to just take a moment to acknowledge that emotional explosion. That explosion is, while you're not loving yourself enough to put that down on paper, you're kind of, it's imploding. It's not, it's, you know, you're kind of emotionally imploding while you don't release it. And then what happens is you will explode, and you'll have your meltdowns, or you'll behave irrationally, and you'll lash out at the people that you love most. Am I alone in that? Am I the only person that's ever done that? Right? Izzy, like, I'm finding a new form of respect for myself. Oh, music to my ears. Oh, that's music to my ears, Izzy. Thank you. You're finding a new form of respect for yourself. Right. Yes, because you're being honest, and you're creating a depth of intimacy with you that there's nothing more valuable or more powerful. And as a single woman, I happen to know that about you, any single people on the call, the importance of creating this depth of intimacy with yourself means that you become an energetic match for somebody else that's willing to create that level of depth of intimacy with you, and they will have it for themselves. So there's two super empowered humans coming together. Fee, I'm kinder to myself. Yes, I love that. Natalie, it feels a lot to be holding on to. Yes, which is why you're letting it go. You're letting it go. It doesn't mean that it's just going to disappear overnight, but some things will, just through releasing, writing it down, acknowledging it. It's like, oh, I've said it out loud. I don't have to hold on to that anymore. Yeah? Lindy's saying it's a calming process, flow. It's really cathartic and really true. Really true. Yes. The truth is so powerful. Sharon, I didn't realize how much I've been carrying. Oh, let me just take a breath there. Didn't realize how much I've been carrying. You are not alone. You're not alone. This is what we do. And we're all very capable, intelligent, hands-on people. We can figure it out. We'll carry on. We'll just suck it up and get on with it. But unless we just take these few moments to acknowledge all of what's going on in our beautiful brain. Oh, we're making ourselves sick. Aren't we? We're making ourselves sick. Ultimately. Rebecca, I feel better being on this live and hearing other people, and obviously you, Katie. Obvs, thank you. I'm connecting in with myself and what I need and want. Beautiful. I really I honor you for showing up and doing the work. Good for you. Nice to have you. Natasha, being honest with my feelings is very new for me. It feels great. a massive weight off my shoulders. Yeah, being honest with how you feel. You are not alone. This is most people that come to this work don't even have a language for most of what we feel. Not that there are always words for what we're feeling and that we don't have to give a word to it all the time, but we don't even have a dialogue for it because we're just so not used to connecting in with how we feel. Yeah. Fee's saying it's so true. We hold on to so much. This is time for us to just learn more to release however we can. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So now that you've felt the relief of just being fully honest with who you are, fully honest about how you feel, no judgment, it just is what it is and it's ever changing. Allow your energy now, and notice just because you've released your head, you can now move into your heart. It's very hard. So many of us want to feel connected to our spiritual truth. We want to feel peace. We want to feel calm. We get that experience when we're connected in with our hearts, right? It's virtually impossible to go there and have that experience when we've got all this pressure building in our head, right? So now I'm inviting you to move down into your heart. Just set the intention. Just decide now that I'm going to move into my heart. That's it. It's as easy as that. Much easier now you've done the brain dump. I'm just going to move into my heart. And you're going to write 3 things that you're grateful for. Feel free to write 5 or 10 or 20. See how many you can scroll down before I ask you to write the next piece. But what are you grateful for? Remember, where we place our focus is what we are creating. And remember that while it is true that you do have some limiting beliefs going on in that mind, while it is true that there is uncertainty in the world, it is also true that you have a lot to be grateful and thankful for. So it's about holding both. It's really important that we develop the ability to see both at all times. That's where peace is created. It's not all or nothing, or all one and then all the other. It's just not. Ellie, what a lot of thoughts and feelings I didn't know were there. Yeah, and they are. Yeah, it's a hugely liberating experience. It's nothing more self-loving. If you have a child, those of you who are parents, and whether you're a parent or not, you know. Hi, Sophie, good to have you. How would it make you feel to know that your child was walking around with so many thoughts and feelings that were weighing them down, ultimately making them sick, and you didn't know about it? Maybe you've had that experience with a child. Maybe it's come out at some point that they've been walking around carrying a huge weight of thoughts and feelings that you didn't know about, and so you couldn't support them through it. It's heartbreaking, right? This is how we need to be with ourselves. It's heartbreaking not to have a relationship with yourself where you really know what you think and feel. Moving into gratitude. I'm grateful for this time together every morning. Thank you, Katie. It's so powerful to have us all on this call. Thank you all. Katie is a gift to us all, a messenger of love. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, Natalie. Thank you. I won't be flippant with that. I have to learn to receive comments like that. Thank you. I fully receive that. What else are we grateful for, people? What else are we grateful for? I'm grateful for the sunshine again. I'm grateful for the huge sleep I had. Grateful for the cuddle I had with my cat this morning. If any of you watch my Instagram and Facebook stories, I'm not a prolific poster of them, but when I do pop something up, it usually includes my cat, Luna, who is stunningly beautiful. Nick is grateful for a good internet connection. Yes. Yeah. Actually, one of my fears is that's going to get worse, but maybe I just need to let that go because we're relying on it so much, aren't we? This is how we're connecting right now. Izzy's grateful for being able to use my work to help others. Yes, you do beautiful work. What an amazing Pilates instructor you are. And it's all online now, right? You're teaching online. I love your cat. Me too. April's grateful for the sunshine, my lovely, warm, safe, beautiful home. Yeah. Yeah, aren't we blessed? Aren't we blessed? Love, grateful for love. Liz, this beautiful day and this nourishing time with you. Thank you. Yes. Izzy saying, I am an amazing Pilates instructor. Yes, you are. Yeah, share with everybody. Hey, Christine. Okay, so now that can you feel how we're now moving into your heart space with gratitude? And are you feeling the truth that you can hold this at the same time as what all that noise, or Katie, your language, as all the noise that's going on in your head? You can hold both, right? So now I want you to write 3 things that you are proud of yourself for. This is a really important one. Again, if you're speaking to a child that's learning a new skill, like riding a bike or learning to write, as they're learning the new skill, you're going to encourage them, and every level of their growth and development, you're going to be proud of them. I'm so proud of you for trying so hard, would be the messaging. I'm so proud of you. Look, you drew your A so beautifully. I'm so proud of your persistence. I'm so proud of your bravery. You keep getting back up on that bike. You know, we're proud of our kids when they're learning and growing and moving through life. And so this is the language we need to develop with ourselves. So what are you proud of yourself for? Maybe you're proud of being here, showing up. We've got people sharing their businesses right now. Izzy sharing her, she's sharing her Pilates business. Excellent. Anybody want to share their businesses here? Go for it. Absolutely. This is the time and space. Sharon, grateful for time together with family. Yes. Yeah, that's right. You know, they'll be driving us nuts on the one hand. And on the other hand, aren't we just so grateful to have them be healthy, to be able to spend quality time together, you know, to spend time. You know, last night I was aware that we, as a family, there's 5 of us, so James and I and the 3 kids, went up to the local tennis courts for a quick game, a terrible game of tennis. We all played awfully. But it was great to get some fresh air and, you know, spatially still distant and outdoors from other people. But as I was walking behind them all, I was realizing like we never would do this after school on a weekday, let alone, I mean, James happened to have a day off yesterday. I was able to stop work. I'm always able to stop work. It's like I'm quite lucky working for myself. The kids had done enough work for the day, and off we went at 3:00 in the afternoon to have a game of tennis. Like, it was amazing. And we never do that. So yeah, such gratitude for those experiences. April, my ex having got my son back from uni in Cornwall this weekend whilst I'm in quarantine. Oh, I'm so glad you're supported. Yes, beautiful gratitude. Yeah, and for those of us with extended split families, you know, the modern family, I mean, for us, we're having to imagine that we've got 3 households and we're one family. And the 3 households now, like energetically, are kind of one in terms of the children moving between. It's interestingly, it's been really bonding actually for the 3 families and operating as one. Like, we've decided we're operating as one. That's amazing. It's amazing. Mandy, I'm so grateful for the home and space that I've provided for my kids and animals that keep me sane. Yes. Yes, yes. April, for keeping, I say we're moving into what you're proud of, for keeping calm, for being present tense. Yes, for supporting people who need me, for not panicking, for trusting. Beautiful. Lindy, learning to peel away the barrier layers that have been stopping me feeling. Yes, yes, yes. Ellie, I'm proud of my teaching team and the school family we've created. Beautiful. Fee, are the children allowed to move or have to stay with you? Good question. I think that's up to us. I think it's up to us. So last night, the 3 children went to other houses. So now it's just James and I. for this week. And then next week, theoretically, they will all come back to us. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm praying that we can do that because I want my baby with me. But we'll see. We'll see. Sharon, I'm proud of myself for getting back to doing essential work on myself and my spirituality. Yeah, this really is an opportunity for us to be doing that. 3 things that you value about yourself is what I would like for you to write next. So what do you value yourself for? And I like to focus on, when I do this, like personal traits. What makes me special? What makes me unique? What makes me a great friend, a great mom, a great lover, a great coach, a great, like what do I value about myself? So what do you value yourself for? Thank you, Fee. I appreciate that. That's beautiful. April, I read the word boyfriends too, and I'm like, girlfriend, how many of you got on the go? So we have the same all one developing in our 4 households, me, boyfriends, kids, and our exes. Yeah, the modern family is to be navigated right now, for sure. And something that's really occurring to me, because we have one person that's pretty high risk in one of the households. So the way we are living, although we don't live under the same roof, we have to live as if we are living with a super high risk person. Now it's got to that point. So it's bizarre that we're not under the same roof, and yet it has to be considered. Natasha, hello, hello, hello. So what do you value about yourself? Is it your humor? Is it your intellect? Is it your commitment to your personal and spiritual growth? What do you value about yourself? I'd love for you to share. And then when you're ready, I invite you to begin just asking your question. So those of you who've been on the call every day with me, it's time to ask a question. And what I mean by this, asking is the first step to receiving. And the question I want you to ask is, I want you to tune in and consider what you need right now. Like, is there you need a solution to something? Is there an understanding you need to gain? Do you need to kind of know your next move with something? Is it a feeling you want to be able to create? Like, what is it that you know you need right now? And can you ask Spirit, the universe, your guides, source energy, God, whoever you speak to, whatever feels true for you to connect with, just connect with that energy and ask for what you need. Ask for what you need. And I shared this yesterday. I invite you to ask from a place of total faith and trust that, like, it's not a, please can you help me with ... It's thank you for helping me with ... full stop. Right? There's a difference, because we know, whether you do know, by the way, or whether this is something that you're strengthening within yourself, we know that we're held, and we know that we are co-creating with an incredibly intelligent and loving energy that's so much more than we could ever, like, with our little minds, conceive of. And that energy desires to support us and show us the way. And we can't necessarily understand it, but we can come to a place of feeling like we know it to be true. So with total faith, blind faith, with total trust, we write in our journals, it's thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for helping me to receive the answer to ... Yeah, does that make sense? Hey Jenny, nice to have you. Fiona saying, I value opening my heart to ask for help at this time. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Beautiful. Okay, so shall we jump in and do a little meditation? And shall we begin that with just a quick breathing technique to, it's more, this is the straw breathing. We've done it before. Any newbies, this is what I call the straw breath. It's not dissimilar to the brain dump, but instead of writing it and dumping it onto paper, we're breathing it through us and releasing it. So we're using a different level of energetics to allow it free from our body. Yeah, so it's like a double whammy. We've done some great release with the writing, and now we're just going to breathe it through and out through us. So what do I mean by that? So you're going to imagine essentially that you've got a straw running from your perineum, running all the way up through the center of your body and out the roof of your head. And you're going to breathe up the straw, and as the air moves up slowly through your body, you're going to then hold it in the roof of your head, and you're going to let the pressure of it build and build and build until you can't hold your breath and you can't hold the pressure of it for any longer. And then you're going to blow it out the roof of your head, a bit like a whale has a blowhole. You're going to be blowing this air through the blowhole, but you're going to be blowing the energy of everything that is not serving you anymore. So intentionally, you're going to connect with perhaps everything that you wrote about earlier when we were doing the brain dump. The thoughts, the sabotaging thoughts, the heavy feelings. Hi, Joe. The heavy feelings, the worries, the concerns, the anxieties, the to-do lists, the anger, the resentment, the frustration, the lack of control, all of it. Connect to it, eyes closed. And as you start breathing up the straw, you're sucking it up, suck up, suck up, suck up, suck up all of that energy, all of that emotion, all of that thinking, all that heaviness, and let it build and build and build and build in your head until you can't hold your breath or the pressure any longer. And then forcefully blow it out the top of your head. And do it again. All the feelings, all the fear, the terror, the anxiety, the worries, the to-do lists, the homeschooling, the pressure. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Hold it in your head. And then when you can't hold it any longer, release it. And make a noise when you release it. Really let it go. And then do it again. Build it up, all of it, all the worries and concerns, build it up. The people that you can't see now because they're in lockdown, build it up, build it up. The things you can't go and do, build it up. The money you're not making, build it up, build it up, build it up, and hold it in your head and release it. Blow it forcefully out the top of your head. And do it one more time. And build it up, build it up. And I'm wondering if you're noticing that every time you suck it up now, it's a little bit less each time. It's a little less, and it's still there. Build the pressure in your head, and then blow it out the top of your head. If you need to do it one more time, do it one more time. Really let it go. Really let it go. Build it up until you can't hold it any longer. And release. Tears very likely to come as you do that process. Just breathe normally, breathe naturally. And I invite you to set the intention now to be fully present in this moment. There's literally nothing you can control right now. Gravity is holding you to the earth. You don't really know how, it just is. There's oxygen available to you. You don't really know how, it just is. And you're breathing it. It's the most natural, easy thing in the world. All of your bodily functions are carrying on as normal. You don't know how, but they are. Somehow, right here, right now, in this very moment, you have everything you need. And just allow yourself to fully acknowledge that truth. Right here, right now, I actually have everything that I need. I might not have everything I want. Can I allow myself in this moment to acknowledge that I do have everything that I need? Because actually, fundamentally, at the end of the day, at the root of everything, our biggest fear is our survival. It's primal. It runs really deep. And we attach things to that, like I need to be with that person to feel like I'm surviving. Or I need the significance of that work or that career or that money to have me at the end of the day feel like I'm surviving. But the truth is, in this very moment, you don't need anything. You are alive. You're safe. All of you dialed into this call, we're very, very privileged people. We're very lucky. We have everything we need right now in this very moment. Just acknowledge the importance of recognizing right here, right now, I'm okay. Right here, right now, I am safe. Put your hands on your heart. Just breathe into your heart center. The affirmation, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I'm safe. If you feel like you need a hug right now, just wrap your arms around yourself. Really hold yourself. If you're desperate and longing for that human touch and connection and the feeling of safety that you can get in the arms of somebody else, just hold yourself. I'm safe. I'm safe. I've got me. I've got me. And every single day, I'm committed to knowing myself and acknowledging myself and listening to my thoughts and noticing my feelings. And I'm creating an intimacy with myself that just grows day on, day on, day on. And it feels so good to have this relationship with myself where I'm safe. Right here, right now, I have me. And nothing else really matters. Everything will work out. When I have me, when I have this depth of connection to me, when I can really be there for me, I know that my relationship to other people will be so much better. I'll be able to be there for the people I love with so much more capacity and patience and understanding and love for them. I know my connection to the people I love is so important. And I know that I just have to have this connection with me at all times to have those other connections feel really good, really nourishing, and really healthy. Right here, right now, I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm safe. I know that when I start thinking about the past, which is no longer in my control, when I start thinking ahead into the future and trying to understand and plan and predict, it's not in my control. I know that when I do that, I feel unsafe, I feel uncertain, I feel lost. I choose right now to love myself enough to not do that to myself anymore. I know that in every moment of every day, when I notice my thinking becoming fearful because I'm past or future projecting, I know that I'm going to choose to love myself enough to stop doing that. And I'm going to remember this moment of how good it feels to just be connected to me right here, right now. It's enough. And I'm enough. And I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. Just take a moment to send love to your intellect, your beautiful brain that thinks it has all the answers and all the solutions for you. Bless your beautiful brain. It's doing its best. It so wants to keep you safe. It's doing everything it can to keep you safe. And in this moment, I invite you to just give your brain a break. Give it permission to kind of take the claws out, to release its grip. With absolute compassion and love, remind your intellect that it just doesn't have all the answers, and that's okay. Because you've got your spiritual self, that wise inner wisdom, that pure love, the truth of who you are. It's plugged into source energy and it's co-creating all the time. And the solutions and the answers and the guidance and the next steps, the healing and the awarenesses and the understanding that you desire will all be shown to you in a way that's just perfect for you. It's something you'll never fully understand. But that connection to all that is, to source energy, there's answers and solutions there your brain could never conceive of. It's a place for miracles. So if it feels good for you right now, I invite you to set the intention to be guided by your spiritual truth, to allow yourself to connect to that part of you and be shown a different way of doing life that comes from a place of intuition and faith. And you'll feel the pull of the guidance in your heart, which feels so much easier than expecting your brain to have all the answers, because it just doesn't. So if you'd like to set the intention to be guided by your spirit today, to give your brain a break, set the intention that every time your future or past projecting, which is making you feel panicky or anxious, or whatever those feelings are that don't feel so great, you're going to choose instead to take a breath and remember that in this very moment, in this present moment, I'm safe and I have everything I need. I'm safe. Take a big, deep breath and breathe into your heart all that felt truthful about that. Whatever words I just shared with you, whatever felt like your truth, breathe that into your heart. When you're ready, just become fully present in your body. Feel your feet on the ground, your bottom in the chair you're in. Notice the noises around you. Maybe take a big stretch. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And as you do, although we can't see each other, you can only see me. Just know that you're not alone and that you're connected, that we're all in this together. We've never been more in this together. You're safe and you're loved. I love you. So glad to have spent this time with you. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's such a pleasure. I feel like I have so much more I want to share with you. I am going to be running some trainings and webinars for free over there. I'm going to probably do that this week while I have a child-free household. And then next week I'll have 3 teenagers homeschooling. I'll probably do quite a bit this week in terms of sharing some teachings with you. And some really practical work to support you. Lots of thank yous coming through. You're all very welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so keep an eye out. I will be sharing some trainings and so on. And I just really want to support you even more. And for those of you that do want to come and join our Evolution membership, it is £39 a month. That's it. And it is full. And because we've been running since January, it is really now, it's got a whole library of resources and teachings and trainings and recordings of coaching calls. There's so much in there, not just from me, but from other experts. You're so welcome to all of it. I'll post the link somewhere. I'd love to have you. Ellie, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Fee. Can't wait to see you in the morning. And also love to hear about the trainings. Yeah, absolutely. Natasha, thank you for helping me to love and accept myself. Lots of thank yous. Lots of thank yous right back at you. I appreciate all of you. Mwah. Have a beautiful day. You got this. You're not alone. See you tomorrow morning. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.